Important topic to discuss today. We get a lot of questions about day trading versus investing and the differences between the two. A lot of people, if you joined us on the live show, talk a lot about why are we shorting AMD? Why are we shorting Apple? Why are we shorting NVIDIA on a day where we're also in almost the same breath saying, hey, there's still great longs long term? We're going to explain that today, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I think sometimes the easiest way to differentiate between day trading and your day trading and your investments is to think of an overall theme, right? So if you think that in the broad market for your long term, the overall theme is 2022, valuations matter in 2022. We're going to be in a raising rate environment in 2022. The central bank is going to be rolling back their balance sheet. So all of those things might have you favoring positions in some dividend stocks, some cyclicals, better valuation type names. So look, I'm going to happen to talk about Intel because it is moving here today as we're talking here. And you might like this for a hold or to be a good performer for your portfolio on Intel, and then it'll give you a bit of a long bias, right? So you'll think about where are my entry points for support and resistance, your 50 period, your 200 period, and then looking for those higher level breaks. Whereas on a day trade, I own shares of Intel and I love them this year. But as a day trade goes, if you quickly look at this, and again, from a day trader's perspective, you look at the gap this had here. This is post-market action. You've got a 1, 2, 3 triple top, right? And all I see there is forget about that. All I see is CPI number, triple top, and you should start to consider how you want to react with that level. It's about 56 and a quarter here. So with this level, I'm looking for two simple things. I was looking for a breakout, which never really happened or came in. And then I did miss an opportunity for a rollover short. Most of that probably has to do with the fact that I was in 5 or 6 shorts at the same time. And then it was a simple scalp by the dip. And this is the thing, my level was back down here. If it could not hold the 55 level of support, I was getting out. It didn't matter that I think it's going to be a good story for the year. That doesn't make a difference. That is buy the dip in front of support. The breakout never happened. I'm in and out, and I'm making those simple trades there. And that's what it's all about. You might lean towards technicals potentially for your day trading, but it's establishing that out. With your long term, you might be thinking more about a theme in general for what you want to buy and sell, but for your day trading, stick to executing trades.
Yeah, exactly. And you're going to have a different, risk to reward ratio, things like that, looking at different things. You talked about technicals. And I'm just going to go right to the sticky note. I mean, this is why I do this every single day here. And, and this kind of a note here, hard to be accurate when writing this ahead of CPI, right? That's not something that you're going to overly care about if you're looking for longer term investments. Sure, you're going to try to figure out the lay of the land. But in talking about Apple and Intel, Neil just talked about Intel, Ford or Lucid or AMC, these levels that we're writing down here are simply day trading levels, right? And what you're trying to do in a stock like Lucid is try to find, hey, what are some recent highs I'm looking at here? Where can we scalp in and out? There's no way that if you're taking this for a long-term investment, you'd be happy. I mean, even that $3 winner that we just took on this short, you wouldn't necessarily be happy with that if you're maybe a longer-term investor. These are simply put day trades. So I think when you're talking about trying to find out, what is day trading versus investing and how do I sort of separate the two buckets? One thing, Neil just talked, great about different positions and management and things like that. One thing that I would like to add to this discussion is you don't necessarily want to trade your book. And we talk about that all the time. Just because I may be long or short a Palantir or a Ford or something like that doesn't mean that you look at it the same way as you would when you're investing versus day trading. And this is why I talk about the 50 period moving average, looking for crosses, trying to find out where to get in, where to get out. And as a day trader, if I'm long here, as an investor, if I'm long, I may get out if we break below this 2350. But inside of this level, you're going to see there's lots of opportunities to go I'm long 24 and getting out right now, scalping, right? But as an investor, you may want to look a little more broadly at some key levels here to say, hey, if this gets down and maybe this trend is broken and we start to head back down to the downside, these are more key levels for you. So I would just say use day charts, use 50 period moving averages, and then if you're day trading and scalping, then then you want to use lesser time frames. And don't panic. You know, that's the big thing. If you're holding something for a long period of time, remember why you're in it. Oh, I throw back to you any minute now, Brendan, but quickly here, I bought today LLY. So I tweeted that out. I bought Eli Lilly today for the very first time. And the reason why, again, I'm not even looking at levels. It's dropped back down. We get negative news from Biogen. They also have an Alzheimer's drug coming out later this year. So I'm going to take a long. We're below the 50 period. I like Eli Lilly to come back up to the upside. So, you know, again, those are little things that you think about when you're investing, not necessarily day trading. What are the longer term ideas?
Opinions on fundamentals and fundamentals in general get set aside when we're talking about short-term trading. If you are strictly an intraday trader, we got to go where the action is, guys, and that's why you might see kind of contradicting trades if they're intraday trades versus longer-term positions. I hope that helps explaining day trading versus investing.